Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into something pretty incredible, the world of text-to-music generation. AI models that can create really, really high-fidelity music just from text prompts.
Yeah, the progress is honestly staggering. It feels like a whole new frontier opening up.
It really does. But, with all this speed, there's this big fundamental question. How do we actually, evaluate the music these AIs create?
Right. It's not like math, is it? There's no single right answer.
Exactly. Everyone agrees human preference is the gold standard. But getting that feedback, it's always been super expensive, kind of inconsistent between studies.
And slow. Like a one-op study just can't keep pace with how fast the tech is moving.
Right. And the automatic metrics people use, they're okay, but
Right.
they just don't perfectly match what people actually like.
And that's precisely the gap music arena is trying to fill. It's bringing this idea of live evaluation to AI music.
Like we've seen with things like chatbots or image generators.
Exactly the same principle. Basically, give users free access to these cool new AI tools. And in return, they tell you what they prefer. It's a simple but really powerful feedback loop.
Makes total sense. So for this deep dive, let's get into what makes Music Arena special for music, how it handles all the, the tricky bits of evaluating art.
And why it's so important for where AI music goes next.
Okay, sounds great. Let's unpack this. So how does Music Arena actually work? What's the basic setup?
Well, at its heart, it's a web platform built specifically to collect lots and lots of these pairwise comparisons, A versus B from real people.
Okay.
And it's got three main parts. There's the front end, that's what you actually see using your browser.
Right.
Then the back end, which is like the control center running things behind the scenes.
Got it.
And finally, the model endpoints. Those are the actual text-to-music AI systems doing the generation.
Okay, let's start with the front end. If I go to the site, what happens?
So first up, you get a consent page. Standard stuff, explains the research, how they handle data, you agree.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're in the arena for these battles.
Okay.
You type in a text prompt.
Sure.
Could be anything like energetic disco track with funky bass.
Okay.
And the system goes off, generates two audio tracks using two different AI models, and presents them to you.
Side by side.
Yeah. You can listen to A, listen to B, go back and forth, listen as much as you want. And actually, a neat little detail is they hide the exact length of each track.
Oh, interesting. Why?
To avoid bias. If one track is much longer, you might subconsciously favor it or think it's more developed, even if it isn't better.
Smart. Okay, so I'd listen, then what?
Then you vote. You can pick prefer A, prefer B, declare it a tie, or if both are just not good, you can say both bad.
Both bad. I like that option. Sometimes that's just the reality.
Exactly. And there's more to it. Once you vote, the system tells you which models made the tracks and how fast they were.
Oh, okay. Transparency.
Yeah. And here's a clever incentive. If you make a definite choice, A or B, you get a download link for the one you preferred.
Oh, nice. A little reward.
A little reward for engagement, yeah. But they also collect more data. You can optionally type in why you preferred one.
Yeah.
Natural language feedback.
That must be super valuable.
Hugely.
Yeah.
And it gets even more detailed. They track how you listen. Timestamps for when you hit play, pause, skip.
Wow.
And the total time you spent listening to each clip. But to make sure you're actually engaging, there's a minimum listen time, like 4 seconds per track before you can even vote.
Okay, so they're getting really granular listening data, not just the final vote.
Precisely. It paints a much richer picture of preference.
All right, that's the front end. What about the back end, the engine room?
Right, the back end is the orchestrator. It's server-side, juggling potentially thousands of users at once.
Busy place.
Very. It takes your prompt, sends it off to two different models simultaneously.
In parallel, right.
In parallel. And crucially, it waits for both models to finish generating before sending the audio back to your browser.
Why not send the faster one first?
Again, bias. If one model is way faster, you might hear it first and be influenced before the second one even loads. This ensures they arrive together for a fair comparison.
Makes sense. And it stores all the votes and data securely.
Yep, logs everything, the prompt, the models used, the vote, the timestamps, the feedback, all into its database.
Okay. Now the model endpoints. This sounds like where the real complexity kicks in, especially for music. You mentioned different AI systems.
Yeah, this is a big difference compared to, say, chatbots, where the input-output is mostly text. Music models are all over the place.
How so?
Well, some generate vocals, some don't. Some let you specify lyrics, others ignore them. Some let you ask for a specific duration, some have fixed lengths. They have what the paper calls heterogeneous type signatures.
Fancy term for they all work differently.
Basically, yeah. So Music Arena has models like Meta's MusicGen, Stability Stable Audio, ACE Studio System, Refusion, Google's Lyria, a whole bunch.
How do they plug all these different things into one system?
It's quite clever. Each model is wrapped in its own little isolated environment using Docker containers.
Ah, Docker. So each model gets its own bubble with all the specific software it needs.
Exactly. Keeps things modular. They can add a new model with completely different requirements without breaking the existing ones. It's key for scaling this up.
That makes sense for managing the tech side, but how does it handle the user side? If I just type sad blues song with harmonica, about 90 seconds long, how does it know which models can even do that from just one text box?
Ah, this is where it gets really interesting. They use another AI to manage the music AIs.
AI managing AI. Okay, tell me more.
They have an LLM-based moderation and routing system, currently using OpenAI's GPT-4o, apparently.
Okay, so a large language model, what does it do?
Two main things. First, moderation. It checks your prompt. Is it asking for copyrighted stuff? Is it culturally insensitive? Is it asking for explicit content that doesn't fit the genre, like, profanity in a lullaby?
Right, basic safety filters.
Yep. If the prompt passes moderation, the LLM then does something really smart. It analyzes your prompt to figure out the structural requirements.
Like, does it mention vocals? Or lyrics?
Yeah.
Or a specific length?
Exactly. It extracts that structured info,
Yeah.
and then it uses that information to route your request only to the models in the pool that can actually handle those features.
Yeah. So it intelligently sends the job to the right workers.
Precisely. It means you don't have to worry about which model supports what. You just type your idea, and the LLM figures out the best candidates to generate it. It's a really elegant solution to that heterogeneity problem.
That is clever. Yeah. It makes the whole system much more seamless for the user and lets them add new quirky models easily.
Yeah, it really accelerates the whole evaluation process.
Okay, super interesting tech. Now, what about the key policies? Things like trust, privacy, data.
Yeah.
That's crucial for something like this.
Absolutely. And they seem very focused on this. First big one is user privacy.
How do they handle that? Are they tracking me?
They're very clear. No personally identifiable information is stored. No raw IP addresses, for example. They use something called a pseudonymization protocol.
Which means?
Basically, they use a cryptographic technique, salted hashing, to create an anonymous identifier for you. It allows them to link your votes across different sessions for research.
So they can see a user's pattern over time.
Right, but without ever knowing who that user actually is. Your identity remains protected. It's a good balance between research needs and privacy.
That's good to hear. What about transparency? Can we see under the hood?
Yes, big commitment here to platform transparency and data access. The entire code for the platform is open source.
The whole thing.
Everything except, secret keys for security. And crucially, unlike those one-off studies, they promise rolling, comprehensive data releases.
Stunning.
Every month, they plan to release the anonymized data. The user IDs, the prompts, the generated audio files themselves, the votes, the timestamps, the feedback, all of it.
Wow, that's actually huge for the research community.
Yeah, it really is. It allows anyone to audit the platform, check the results, build on the data. It's proper open science.
Okay, and this data feeds into a leaderboard.
That's the plan. At the time the paper came out, they hadn't compiled it yet, needed more data. But the structure's laid out.
What will be on it besides just, like, a score?
Well, you'll have the standard stuff. An arena score, probably based on a Bradley Terry model.
Which is like a ranking system based on those head-to-head wins.
Exactly, like chess ratings. You'll see number of votes, who made the model, the license, but also, importantly, music-specific stuff.
Ah, okay. What's uniquely important for music on a leaderboard like this?
Two key things they highlight. First, training data information.
The data the AI learned from, why is that so critical for music?
Because unlike, say, LLMs trained on the whole web, music models are trained on all sorts of different data sets. Some use licensed stock music, some use Creative Commons stuff. This has massive legal and ethical implications, right? Copyright, artist compensation.
Totally. So knowing the data source is vital.
Vital. The leaderboard aims to summarize that provenance and quantity where possible. Second key metric, generation speed.
How fast it makes the music.
Yep, measured as the median real-time factor, or RTF.
RTF.
It's just the ratio of how many seconds of audio it generates compared to how many seconds of real-world time it took. So if it makes a 30-second clip in 3 seconds, the RTF is 10x.
Okay, so higher RTF means faster generation.
Right. And this matters because sometimes you might need music fast, maybe for real-time applications, and you're willing to trade off a bit of quality. Other times, quality's everything, and speed doesn't matter.
So the leaderboard lets you weigh quality, the arena score, against speed, RTF.
Exactly. You'll be able to sort, filter, even see plots showing speed versus score. Helps you pick the right tool for your specific needs.
That level of detail seems really useful. And you mentioned ethical considerations earlier. The paper touches on IRB approval.
Yes, it was approved by Carnegie Mellon University's Institutional Review Board. They have the safeguards we discussed, informed consent, the privacy protocol, content moderation, disclosing the training data.
Standard ethical checks for human subjects research.
Right, but they also acknowledge the broader ethical questions that platforms like this raise, which is important.
Such as?
Well, things like, what are the long-term psychological impacts of having easy access to AI music generation? Does a platform attract a certain type of user, skewing the results? Does focusing on text-to-music take attention away from other important music AI tasks?
Good points.
And it inherits all the big ethical debates around AI music generally. Impact on musicians' livelihoods, the potential commodification or homogenization of music.
Big complex issues.
Definitely. The paper argues the benefits of transparency and open evaluation outweigh the risks for now, and crucially, that the live evaluation can be paused or stopped if major problems arise.
Okay, so stepping back, what's the big picture here? What does Music Arena really represent?
I think it's a really critical piece of infrastructure for the future of AI music. It offers a standardized, scalable, and importantly, transparent way to figure out what's actually good based on real human listeners.
Moving beyond just trusting the developer's own claims or opaque metrics.
Exactly. And its specific design choices, the LLM routing, collecting detailed listening data, the open science commitment, they feel really well suited to the messy, subjective, complex world of music.
It's building a foundation for evaluation that can actually keep up with the pace of AI development in this space.
Yeah, that's the hope.
So ultimately, Music Arena isn't just, a website with audio clips. It's kind of a bridge, isn't it, between this incredibly advanced AI and the very human, very subjective experience of listening to music.
Well put.
And for you, the listener who likes getting up to speed quickly and deeply on these topics, it really makes you wonder, as AI gets more woven into creativity, how will platforms like Music Arena start to reshape our very definition of what good music even means? And what kind of new doors or maybe new challenges will that open up for both artists and audiences? Something to think about.